A male star at the peak of his career, handsome face, magnetic charisma, a bright future stretching ahead. Yet after just one party, he was found having fallen from the 5th floor to the ground, his lifeless body lying under the dim lights of the apartment complex. Police declared it merely an alcohol-related accident, but a series of strange details left the public utterly unconvinced. Why was the door locked from the inside? Why did the security cameras coincidentally malfunction at that exact moment? And most importantly, why would an actor preparing to return to the screen with a multi-million yuan contract die in such silence? Was the death of Menglong, a Chinese actor, truly just an accident, or a dark conspiracy concealed by powerful hands? This is no longer just one star's story, but potentially a curtain revealing the dark underbelly of an entire entertainment industry. Menglong was born on June 15, 1988, in Urumqi, Xinjiang Autonomous Region, China. From childhood, he displayed outstanding artistic talent, studying piano and cello while nurturing a deep passion for performing arts. Throughout his journey, family remained his solid foundation, wholeheartedly supporting and encouraging him to pursue his dreams. This backing became the crucial foundation that paved his way into the glamorous yet challenging world of entertainment. Upon reaching adulthood, Menglong decisively chose the artistic path as his life's calling. He left his hometown for Beijing, enrolling at the Beijing Academy of Performing Arts, officially launching his entertainment industry journey. This decision not only changed his life's trajectory, but led him into a universe brilliant with spotlights, yet filled with countless shadows. Menglong's acting career began in 2007 when he participated in My Show, My Style and made the top 16 in the Xi'an region. Though unable to advance further, this experience provided valuable stage experience, becoming the foundation for continued progress. In subsequent years, he continuously tested himself in various talent competitions to hone his skills. By 2013, Menglong joined Hunan TV's Superboy program, winning the Beijing Regional Championship and placing in the national top 10. This brilliant achievement helped him sign with Tianyu Media, officially entering the entertainment industry as a professional artist. However, it wasn't until 2015 that Menglong truly exploded onto the scene and made a powerful impression on audiences through his role in the web drama Go, Princess Go. His elegant period costume appearance, refined demeanor, and nuanced acting quickly captured viewers' hearts. This role not only brought Menglong a large fan base, but etched into audience memory an emotionally rich, slightly melancholic character. A personality that aligned with his own unique temperament, making him unforgettable. By 2017, Menglong continued making his mark with Eternal Love, 10 Miles of Peach Blossoms, playing Bian, the brother of actress Yang Mi. This role elevated his reputation to new heights, with media and fans unanimously praising him as the most handsome man in all directions, and bestowing the title Ancient Costume Male God. This is considered the peak of Menglong's acting career, cementing his position as one of the brightest faces in Chinese period dramas. Not stopping at acting, Menglong proved himself a multi-talented artist. He released numerous songs and tried his hand at directing and producing music videos for other singers. His music received enthusiastic support from fans, affirming his diverse creative abilities and boundless artistic passion. The actor's last public appearance was on May 31st, when he sang at CCTV's Dragon Boat Festival program. On the special Xinjiang stage, he performed the song Thousands of Miles with a radiant smile and confident, captivating presence. In that moment, all viewers saw a vibrant Menglong showing no unusual signs whatsoever. This is why the heartbreaking event that followed became such a shock, leaving the public and fans even more confused and bewildered. Now, let's look back at the final mysterious hours of Menglong's life, a period filled with countless puzzling and illogical details. According to initial reports, on the evening of September 10, 2025, Menglong attended a party at a friend's home with about 5 to 6 other people. However, his sister later clarified that there were actually only 5 people total, 3 males, 1 female, and Menglong himself. What's concerning is that both his manager and assistant had absolutely no idea who these 4 people were. For a famous artist like Menglong, having his management team completely unaware of whom he was meeting on that fateful evening is extremely abnormal. Even more suspicious, all 4 people present at the party gave identical statements claiming Menglong had drunk himself into a stupor. Yet this completely contradicted the public image of him, someone known to hold his liquor well, unlikely to collapse after just a few drinks. According to witness accounts, around 2 a.m., Menglong said he wanted to return to his room to rest. After stepping inside, he locked the door from within, a seemingly minor detail that later became a crucial link, making the entire case even more mysterious. This detail became one of the key pieces of the case, because if the room door was truly locked tight from the inside, how could the subsequent events have occurred? Around 6 a.m., when the gathering ended, all of Menglong's friends insisted they never saw him leave the room. Yet incredibly, his body was discovered on the ground floor. So what exactly happened inside that room during the 4 hours between 2 and 6 a.m.? And why didn't anyone notice anything unusual? The first person to discover Menglong's body was a resident of the apartment complex, walking their dog early in the morning. However, what's puzzling is that at that exact moment, one of the 4 people who had attended the party the previous evening also appeared downstairs. The shocking part wasn't his presence, but rather his reaction afterward. Instead of immediately calling an ambulance or police, the normal reflex of anyone seeing someone injured, this person chose to remove his own shirt and cover Menglong's face. This strange action raised numerous questions because in emergency situations, the most natural thing is to seek medical help or call for assistance, not cover the victim's face. Immediately after, only police cars appeared at the scene, no ambulance in sight. This entire chain of events seemed to show that from the beginning, someone had assumed Menglong was definitely dead. After the incident, Menglong's family urgently requested to meet directly with the 4 people who had been with him that fateful evening. However, the police response was extremely vague. They said they knew the names but couldn't remember clearly, and vaguely revealed that all 4 were somewhat well-known singers or actors. To this day, the specific identities of these people remain completely shrouded in mystery, never once publicly disclosed. Even more suspicious, just 12 hours after receiving the report, police hastily closed the case, asserting this was not a homicide. In this incredibly brief time frame, they quickly concluded that Menglong died from an accident. This outraged public opinion and raised numerous questions, because with a death involving a famous figure, law enforcement should have been extremely cautious, conducting a comprehensive investigation before making official statements. Yet in this case, everything was closed up with alarming speed. What shocked the public even more was the revelation from Menglong's sister. She confirmed that during the investigation, police had mentioned civil compensation for the family, even stating outright that this was just an accident to be handled civilly rather than criminally. In other words, even before basic investigative steps were completed, they had already predetermined the nature of the case. This approach was clearly not only unprofessional, but also imposed, as if following a pre-written script. This very haste and abnormality sparked fierce waves of doubt. Could there be a powerful shadowy force behind Menglong's death, secretly manipulating the entire case process? Now, examining the scene data more closely, one notices many abnormal details surrounding Menglong's death. He was discovered having fallen from a 5-story apartment building, approximately 49 feet high, with the fall location at the rear of the building, a rather secluded area with little foot traffic. The distance from the fall point to the ground was estimated at about 49 feet, and logically speaking, a fall from this height wouldn't necessarily lead to instant death. Yet Menglong died on the spot. According to a reliable source, he fell head first, causing extremely severe trauma leading to immediate death. This is an odd detail, because in most falls from height, the body rarely falls in exactly this position, unless there was some applied force or setup. Not only that, at the apartment window, people discovered multiple distinct scratch marks, signs suggesting that before falling, Menglong may have desperately struggled or resisted. More notably, the iron safety grating outside the window had been deliberately cut, creating a gap just large enough for a person to squeeze through. All these details pieced together make it hard to avoid suspecting this tragedy wasn't random, but rather appears to have been arranged beforehand. Regarding Menglong's mysterious death, mainland Chinese author Lubin listed 14 points of doubt that keep the public questioning. What exactly is the truth behind this case? Point 1. Why would a young, healthy person with a still developing career suddenly choose to end his life without leaving any prior signs? Though Menglong's career had ups and downs, at the time before his death, he was actively preparing for a comeback, participating in new projects, even with plans to go abroad with signed contracts. This shows he had no clear reason to seek death. Point 2. Why did the incident occur at a friend's house? If truly intending suicide, people typically choose a familiar place connected to personal memories or holding special meaning. This could be their own home, office, or some familiar location. Menglong. Choosing to end his life at someone else's house, an inherently unfamiliar place, is completely illogical, deepening the suspicion. Point 3. If truly wanting to commit suicide, why choose a building only 5 stories tall? Probability-wise, falling from this height doesn't always lead to immediate death, especially for a healthy person. This makes choosing a low building to end one's life puzzling and illogical, especially for someone supposedly having planned ahead. Point 4. According to scene information, Menglong fell to the ground head first. This is an extremely important detail because physically, an active fall, self-jumping, and a forced fall, being pushed or thrown out, create completely different trajectories and landing positions. The position Menglong ended up in shows the likelihood of him being thrown out is much higher than self-jumping, making this a crucial detail that cannot be overlooked. Point 5. Police stated that on the day of the incident, the entire security camera system at the scene coincidentally malfunctioned. This very coincidence caused the most important evidence, what could clarify everything, to disappear mysteriously. Did someone deliberately damage or turn off the cameras to hide the truth, or was this just a random malfunction? This question remains unanswered. Point 6. Why just one day before the alleged suicide was Menglong still signing contracts to participate in a commercial program, even planning work for the day after the party? A person determined to end their life rarely continues arranging future schedules in detail. This shows Menglong's life and work were operating normally, completely contrary to the image of someone preparing for suicide. Point 7. Why were there no prior signs or words hinting at suicidal intent? Everyone who knew Menglong, from friends and colleagues to relatives, all confirmed he was optimistic, positive, always striving to overcome difficulties. He had never shown signs of depression or tendencies toward self-harm. Point 8. Why did distinct scratch marks appear on the window? If Menglong truly voluntarily jumped, there absolutely couldn't be such struggle marks. These scratches resemble signs of someone desperately trying to hold on, struggling in desperation. Point 9. Why was the iron grating at the window discovered to have been cut, creating a gap just large enough for a person to squeeze through? This clearly wasn't random but a calculated action, like a crime plan prepared in advance. The precise cutting just large enough for one person shows careful preparation, opening suspicion that Menglong's death wasn't just an accident, but possibly the result of a sophisticated conspiracy. Point 10. Menglong was famously very close to his mother. If he truly decided to commit suicide, he should have left a note, or at least a few words for the person he loved most. Yet nothing like this was found. Point 11. At the scene, 2 Rolex watches belonging to his friend were discovered in Menglong's pants pocket. This is an extremely strange detail, because in normal situations, no one casually puts their expensive watches in someone else's pants pocket. So were these 2 watches bribe payment for something or deliberately planted false evidence? Point 12. After the incident, police never examined the contact logs or contents of Menglong's mobile phone in detail. Yet this should have been the most crucial and important source of evidence. Point 13. The friends who dined with Menglong that evening, according to police, were four fairly recognizable singers/actors in the entertainment industry. Yet to this day, their identities remain completely concealed, no one daring to reveal them. Police never conducted in-depth investigations of these four people, making the public even more suspicious. Point 14. In Menglong's case, police too quickly concluded he committed suicide, without any comprehensive investigation. Even discussion topics related to the case that once topped internet searches were swiftly deleted. Simultaneously, numerous discussion posts were removed. This makes public opinion question: was there some force, both large and dark, deliberately burying the truth so it would never be exposed? All these signs clearly show that Menglong was most likely the victim of a murder. Because if examining each detail individually, there might be some explanation. But when piecing them all together, a picture full of contradictions and abnormalities emerges, making it impossible not to question. Additionally, several videos allegedly recording the situation before Menglong's death circulated online. Their content is truly horrifying and haunting. In one video, a man's silhouette is seen at the window, struggling, accompanied by terrible screams in a male voice. That voice sounded very similar to Menglong, leading many to believe it was his cry for help in his final moments. Another video, recorded by a neighbor in the opposite apartment, showed the scene inside the room. Though blurry, multiple people could be seen partying, some even standing naked in the room. That chaotic atmosphere clearly didn't resemble an ordinary gathering. Particularly, a netizen discovered a selfie photo allegedly taken by one of the party attendees. In the reflection of sunglasses, an image appeared of two people struggling, and seemingly someone tied up. That person could very well be Menglong. Though blurry, this detail was enough to raise suspicions. All these videos haven't been officially verified, but they shocked social media. This made public opinion wonder, before his death, was Menglong tortured, abused? More worryingly, internet users who posted these videos were quickly cleaned up. Not only were videos removed, but their accounts were also locked. This situation is no different than having a powerful force behind the scenes, working hard to cover up evidence. This very strict information control made the public even more convinced those videos were real. Menglong's case not only shocked due to the mysterious death, but also inadvertently revealed another horrifying dark aspect of Chinese entertainment: the debauched parties and forced drinking culture that has long existed. A famous Taiwanese paparazzi once frankly exposed on a television program the dark side of entertainment parties in Beijing. According to his revelations, such parties typically occurred on an extremely large scale, gathering all types of figures from famous stars, artist managers, executive directors from major media conglomerates and online platforms, to numerous other powerful guests. And almost always, that atmosphere was accompanied by forced drinking to excess, disregarding participants' health or willingness. This paparazzi also emphasized that at these parties, two groups always held overwhelming power. First were high-ranking female managers, those who held the power to decide many young artists' careers. Second were powerful gay men, often controlling many resources and underground connections. In that pressure-filled, unequal context, young artists without name recognition or struggling to find opportunities were often pushed into weak positions. They had to pour drinks, sit with guests, serve drinks, and sometimes had to comply with demands exceeding professional boundaries. At such parties, physical contact far exceeding appropriate intimacy frequently occurred. These parties were cloaked in glamorous pretense as industry networking or project discussions, but in reality were venues for illegitimate and immoral transactions. These revelations completely match the circulating videos related to Menglong's death, further reinforcing suspicions that he may have been a victim of precisely this underground and dark culture. Rumors claimed that Fateful Evening's party was actually also this type. For refusing to participate in certain activities, or perhaps accidentally witnessing something he shouldn't have seen, Menglong got into trouble. This hypothesis also aligns with the sharp criticism Huang Zitao once delivered in a live stream when he publicly expressed outrage at the forced drinking culture in entertainment. He stated bluntly, "I've worked myself to exhaustion. Why must I still go drinking? If I don't participate, will you blacklist me?" Huang Zitao also revealed that once a new female trainee who just entered the industry cried telling him she was forced by her company to attend drinking parties. When handed a drink, the person opposite said coldly, "Drink it, and all resources will be yours." But when the girl refused, she was immediately cursed at until she cried, and the next morning was still forced to appear at another party. In an even worse case, a newcomer was forced to drink excessively until suffering stomach bleeding, but didn't dare reveal this to the public. Did Menglong have to pay the ultimate price for firmly refusing to follow these dark, unspoken rules? In a previous interview, Menglong had candidly expressed his doubts. Was he truly suitable to continue existing in the entertainment industry? After news of Menglong's death exploded and attracted widespread attention, the official response from authorities only raised more doubts and unease. At 6:40 p.m. on September 11th, Menglong's studio's official account posted an announcement confirming he died from falling from a building, simultaneously declaring police had ruled out criminal elements. But that statement was too brief, like a forced answer, lacking respect, and completely devoid of investigative details. More shockingly, Menglong's sister later revealed that statement actually wasn't the studio's intention, but was coerced by police to announce. By the evening of September 16th, Menglong's mother, through her son's studio's Weibo account, issued a statement saying his death was merely an accident from excessive drinking, while calling on the public to stop speculating. But instead of calming public opinion, this statement only heightened suspicions. Many netizens felt the word choices and tone in this announcement didn't resemble a mother who just lost her son, but rather felt forced, controlled. When waves of controversy spread widely, major social media platforms in China began imposing strict censorship. Thousands of posts were deleted. Sina Weibo even announced removing over 10,000 related contents and locking over 600 accounts, citing these accounts were spreading conspiracy theories or illegal content. These strong-handed steps in controlling and directing public opinion only made the public more suspicious that there was an effort to silence and hide the truth. If Menglong's death was truly just a normal accident, then why invest so much effort to suppress discussions and criticism? This very abnormal reaction led many to believe behind this story exists a major secret, a truth that cannot be made public. More worryingly, some journalists and independent media channels attempting to investigate the case immediately faced pressure and even threats in various forms. This reality only further reinforced the hypothesis that a powerful force is manipulating the entire case from the shadows. After Menglong's death, reactions from industry insiders were also extremely noteworthy. Actress Xing Fei, who once collaborated with him in a drama, initially wrote, "I hope this isn't true. Surely it's not true." But shortly after, that post disappeared. Similarly, actor Gao Taiyu also wrote a farewell. "Your smile will remain forever in memory." Yet that sharing was also quickly deleted. This posting, then hastily deleting, showed the tug-of-war and pressure that industry insiders faced. On one hand, they wanted to express genuine mourning and grief, but on the other, they feared being drawn into the vortex of public opinion or punished by the force behind it. Perhaps right after writing, they received signals or warnings forcing them to remain silent. However, a few figures dared to speak up. Senior manager Sun Durong on September 13th wrote with indignation that Menglong's death concealed too many abnormalities. He emphasized that in their meetings he always treated Menglong like his own son, so couldn't accept him departing under such murky circumstances. One director publicly called for reopening the death investigation. Meanwhile, actor Chen Xiaodong, who once collaborated with Menglong, also directly questioned, "Why is telling the truth and being transparent so difficult?" But then, his post on the Xiaohongshu platform was also removed. Many industry figures continued calling for clarification of the case, but almost all posts were deleted. Some even received death threats. This very censorship and threatening actions painted a clearer picture that a major force is trying every way to prevent the truth from coming to light. In this situation, Menglong's fans fell into a torn state. On one hand, they wanted to preserve their late idol's image and dignity, but on the other, they couldn't suppress their desire to know the truth. Many fans believed he was a talented, serious, and kind artist, and that his lifelong efforts couldn't be erased by an obscure death. Grief-stricken, they simultaneously wrote online, hoping to fight for justice for their idol and wait for the day the final truth would be revealed. Some netizens even claimed to have found abnormal details in Menglong's previous live streams. In one broadcast, when the screen froze and the technical team was scrambling to fix it, Menglong suddenly lowered his hand from his mouth and whispered, "Save me." The sound was so soft that no one noticed at the time, only discovered later. In another broadcast, he once said a cryptic sentence, "Today the weather isn't good. Dark clouds fill the sky. Be careful going out. I just learned a magic trick. Death can sometimes become an art form." Later, someone rearranged those words into a short poem with ominously dark meaning. Even more, some netizens pointed out that Menglong had inadvertently sent out wordless distress signals, a type of internationally recognized SOS symbol, but no one paid attention at the time. These details made the public increasingly believe he may have repeatedly wanted to send covert messages that he was in danger. Amid increasingly heated waves of public opinion, at 9:30 p.m. on September 21st, the Chaoyang Public Security Bureau of Beijing issued an official statement. In this announcement, authorities confirmed a 37-year-old man died from falling from height after drinking alcohol. Simultaneously, they criticized that certain individuals, for the purpose of gaining views and likes, had fabricated, edited, and spread fake videos, seriously affecting public order. Police said they had filed a case, applying coercive measures against 3 related individuals. Meanwhile, they emphasized that after examining the scene, conducting autopsy, interrogating witnesses, and reviewing surveillance cameras, no signs of crime were discovered. This result was reportedly communicated to the family and supposedly met with no objections. In the same statement, police called on the public to stop creating or spreading rumors, respect the deceased's privacy, and avoid causing further secondary harm to the family. Clearly, under public pressure, authorities chose to tighten speech control. Similar future discussions will likely continue being dissolved in censorship. However, one thing cannot be denied. Behind the brilliant spotlight of the entertainment industry, too many shadows and secrets exist that the public knows nothing about. Was this truly an accidental incident, or a crime carefully hidden under the glamorous veneer of the entertainment industry? What the public expects now isn't a hasty conclusion imposed by power, but an independent, fair, and transparent investigation. And that's today's case. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next videos.